We've all been there. Your boss puts you on the spot. You're facing a sudden crisis. You have seconds to make a choice that could change everything. Sound familiar? Your heart starts pounding, your mind goes completely blank, and you're terrified of making the wrong call. But what if you could train your brain to stay calm and think clearly in those exact moments? I'm going to share 3 simple but powerful techniques, backed by psychological research that will help you master decision-making when the pressure is on. To master pressure, you have to understand what it's doing to your brain. When you feel threatened, your body floods with hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, triggering the classic fight-or-flight response. This is a survival mechanism, not a state for clear, complex thinking. A helpful way to think about this comes from psychologist Daniel Kahnema, who describes 2 modes of thinking, System 1 and System 2. System 1 is your fast, automatic, intuitive pilot. It's what you use for routine tasks, but it's also prone to bias and panic under extreme stress. System 2 is your slow, analytical, and deliberate co-pilot. It handles logic and critical thinking. Under intense pressure, your brain doesn't just prefer the fast pilot. It shoves the thoughtful co-pilot out of the cockpit and gives full control to the panicky one. This hijack is why your mind can go blank or why you make impulsive choices you regret later. The goal is to get rid of stressedness to learn how to get your analytical co-pilot back to the controls when you need it most. So, how do we actually do that? It starts with simple, practical exercises you can use the moment pressure hits. The first technique is designed to manually flip the switch from panic back to calm. It's called the asterisk. 4, -7, -8 breathing method. Asterisk. When your fight or flight system is active, your breathing gets short and shallow. By intentionally slowing your breath, you can engage your body's parasympathetic nervous system, which basically tells your brain it's safe to relax. While extensive scientific research is still growing, studies and anecdotal evidence suggest it's effective for reducing anxiety. Here's how you do it. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 7 seconds, and then exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. Repeating this just a few times can slow your heart rate and interrupt the panic cycle, bringing a bit of clarity back. The second technique is all about creating some mental space. It's a practice known as emotion labeling or affect labeling. When we're stressed, we tend to fuse with our feelings. You don't just feel panic, you are panicked. The trick is to simply and silently say to yourself, I am noticing the feeling of anxiety, or this is frustration. Neuroscience research shows that putting feelings into words can decrease activity in the emotional centers of the brain, like the amygdala, and increase activity in the prefrontal cortex, the parts that handles logic. This small shift turns the emotion from a wave you read drowning and into an object you can observe, giving your rational brain a chance to get back online. The third technique is designed to get you out of a reactive mindset and into a proactive one by simplifying the chaos. It's using a prioritization framework. When you're under pressure, every option can feel overwhelming, leading to analysis paralysis. For an immediate decision, don't hunt for the perfect answer. Instead, ask yourself this powerful question. What is the least worst decision I can make right now? This question forces you to focus on mitigating the most immediate risk and breaks the stalemate. It stops you from getting stuck and empowers you to take decisive action. These ideas aren't just theory. They work in the most extreme circumstances. Take the 1982 Tylenol crisis. When 7 people in Chicago died after taking cyanide-laced capsules, Johnson & Johnson faced an unprecedented nightmare. Panic was sweeping the nation. Instead of reacting defensively, the leadership made a clear-headed, courageous decision. They prioritized customer safety above everything else. They immediately issued a nationwide recall of 31 million bottles of Tylenol, a move that cost the company over $100 million. They were transparent and took decisive action. By pausing and focusing on their most important principle, consumer trust, they not only navigated the crisis, but also set a new gold standard for corporate responsibility, ultimately regaining their market share. Mastering decision-making under pressure isn't about being fearless. It's about having the right tools to manage that fear. So, remember the 3 techniques. First, Use 4-7-8 breathing to calm your body. Second, practice emotion labeling to create mental space. And third, use a prioritization framework to simplify the problem and just act. Start practicing these now, when the stakes are low, and they'll become second nature when the pressure is really on. You have what it takes to stay in control. Think clearly and make the right call. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and hit the like button for a deeper dive. Check out our video on building mental resilience.